After months of searching, brainstorming, and one wrong purchase later, I finally have my planning system for 2024. I settled on 4 different tools to organize my work and home life. And in this video, I'm going to share how I came to the decision to use these tools and what I'm using them for. So if you do not have your 2024 set up yet, or if you feel like a tool is maybe missing, then hopefully this video will give you some ideas. Earlier in the year, and actually for the last 2 years, I had been primarily using a disc-bound notebook as my paper planner. I really like having daily lists on paper. You all know that I use Notion and I have a master task list in Notion, but when it comes to my day-to-day, I have to have it on paper. I also had this organized in a few different sections, like a finance section, a business section, a place to keep all of my list section. So it was really great because I could combine a lot of different areas of my life into one notebook and I could use every single page. That is one of the things with traditional planners is you have a set design that you need to use or commit to for the entire year. And because I was using planner inserts in this, plus a whole bunch of blank pages for those lists, I could rearrange and switch things up whenever I wanted. If this is a tool that you think would be a great addition for 2024, I'll link the guide that I wrote all about it to get started. And I also have a printable library where you can get over 250 planner inserts. So if you get bored, you can always switch things up. However, in May of this year, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different. I didn't want to keep printing my own inserts. And as I was moving more and more of my life into Notion, I did not find a need for such a structured week and month and day. So I went back to a bullet journal. I did not do bullet journaling in the traditional sense like I have years and years ago when I started bullet journaling and I was literally drawing every single layout. I'll link the video below of my planning eras because that goes into a little bit more detail about bullet journaling and you get a peek at my first few bullet journals, which it's so cute to like see my little doodles and all that stuff. But anyway, I used an Ashley Shelley notebook. It's lasted me from May to December. In fact, I only, as I'm filming this, have like 2 pages left. So it's the perfect ending to this year. And I did my lists in this one. I did some notes if I was taking like a class online or if I was reading a book. This just became a dump of my brain so I could process it on paper, which is better for me anyway. Now we come to the next year. Do I want to keep using a bullet journal? Do I want to go back to the disc-bound planner? Do I want to move fully inside Notion? I was struggling so much on this. I went through my own Find Your Match guide, which I will link below. It's a free printable workbook that helps you decide what your planning style is and also what you liked and didn't like about your current setup so that when you go into the new year, or if you're looking for a new tool, whenever you switch things up in the middle of the year, it helps you know what you're going to be happy with. So I found out that I really wanted a structured day but not completely structured throughout the entire day. I still wanted the space to make as long of a list or as short of a list as I would like. The other thing I really wanted to integrate into my new system was journaling on more of a daily basis. I wanted a place where I could put my memories. I do have a journal, but it's very much like Dear Diary thoughts and feelings, and I really only write in it when I need to process something deep or something that I'm struggling with. And the very last thing that I wanted was a place where I could be very intentional about the things that I was learning. So the podcasts I was listening to, even articles that I read on the internet, I am notorious for skimming articles and forgetting exactly what I read 2 minutes later, which what is the point of reading if you're going to forget? Nonfiction books. I really want to make that a priority in 2024. And so that is one of the personal development goals that I have for myself is to read more nonfiction books and make that more of a habit. So all that to say, I wanted a space where I could add notes. And it was important to me that these notes were written by hand. I have put notes into Notion. I have typed directly into Notion, and it's fine for that. But there's something magical, and studies have proven it over and over again that when you write things down by hand, you remember it. And it's true. For some reason, I can visualize on the page what I have written and it helps cement it in my mind. That leads me into my first mistake, which was my purchase mistake. I wasted money on a planner that I thought was going to work for me, and I'm still beating myself up over it. I was thinking that maybe I should go back to a traditional planner if I was only really needing it for daily lists, combined with a notebook that I could use as a commonplace book, which is exactly what I was talking about in terms of the notes from things that I read and learn. So I bought the Erin Condren Softbound, which is gorgeous. Like, this cover is the color that I absolutely love. And I loved the fonts inside of it, but look at how tiny this is. Like, I could put maybe 4 or 5 list items, which is fine. I don't necessarily want to overload my days, but I just didn't feel like I had enough space for everything that I needed to put in here. One of the things that I did love about it was it didn't come with a lot of unnecessary extras, and the months I thought were really well laid out. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because maybe this would be for you. Maybe you would like something like this. None of this is labeled, so like I could have a section that was specific to books to read, nonfiction books, to help me integrate that habit into my life and make sure I'm reading at least one nonfiction book a month. But I started writing in it, and I was sad. I was sad because I wasted money on it and it didn't feel right. I knew that I would not be happy and I would use it for maybe 2 weeks before abandoning it and going to something else. So I was back to the drawing board, and I thought maybe I just need to combine everything in a bullet journal again, and that's what I need to use for 2024. But I found a planner that is going to fit my needs perfectly, and I'm going to make you wait until the end until I do the final reveal, because first I want to go through the other tools that I'm using. It will be no surprise to you. It is Notion. That is where my life is. That is where I do project management. That's where I do my travel planning. That's where I have my master task list. That's where I collaborate with my team and we work on a content calendar together. It's also where I do my weekly planning, and any massive major system that needs a more robust setup goes inside of Notion. Google Calendar is the second tool that I'm using, and I just published a video about how I manage my calendar and especially how I do time blocking in Google Calendar. So I'll leave a link to that video below because it pretty much explains everything, but I cannot live without my Google Calendar. I actually had a few questions come in wondering why I don't use Notion's calendar database to do events and time blocking in Notion. Because yeah, it would be great if I didn't have to use 2 separate tools. But this problem that I have with Notion's calendar database is, well, you can just use it for events. There is no great way to do anything that is recurring when it comes to time blocking. So I like to time block my work hours every day. My morning routine is blocked out, my evening routine, and then I can easily move around those blocks on Google Calendar. I cannot do that inside Notion. So for now, I am happy using both. And then for my commonplace book, which is the place where I'm going to put everything that I'm learning this year, I got a Leuchtturm 1917, and I have so much love in my heart for this brand of notebooks because when I decided that I was going to be a legit bullet journaler, then I was like, I'm not going to use cheap notebooks anymore. I'm going straight to the darling of the bullet journal community, try this notebook, and I did fall in love with it. One of the things that I really like about this is the pages are numbered, so it's easy to write down notes on what I learned and then put them in the index, so I always know which pages to flip through when I'm looking for something specific. Normally, I would use a dot grid version, but I really wanted to try the grid page, and so I'm really excited to test that out. It comes with 2 ribbon bookmarks. The pages are really nice and high quality. And I think I'm going to do some sort of color coding system based on, I don't know if you just got like excited when I said color coding because I love anything color coding, but I got these dot stickers from Planner Kate. And so I think based on the topic, I'm going to color code that page so that I can easily find it as well. If I'm flipping through, I kind of know what topics. I don't know if it's going to work, but I plan to do a video in the future when I have a few months of this under my belt to show you. And I also want to make sure that I use the first page to list out all the things that I want to learn this year, because I think that will help direct more of my learning. So I know what articles I want to read or books to read or even classes to take. And now for the final reveal. What planner did I get for my daily list? This was a brand new company that I had never heard of before. It is a Canadian company. And the truth is, I had looked at them. I looked at their website before I had purchased the Erin Condren notebook. And I was like, do I do it? Do I not? I don't know. And I said no. And I should have said yes because it would have saved me some money. Now, this is a behemoth, but this is a Hemlock and Oak daily planner. It is 400 pages, but that's because there is a day on a page, and it is just so beautifully laid out. Again, it's that grid design that I love, but it has a schedule down the side. It has a lot of space for me to put my daily to-do list. It has a space for me to put my focus for the day, my intentions for the day, and then at the end of every single day, depending on how long my task list is, I want to draw like a little line and write down some journaling memories from that day. Just things like that, or movies I saw, or books that I finished reading with a rating next to them. I just think this is going to be a great collection of my life in 2024 because each page is going to be what I did that day. So I'm so excited about this. I feel like it is the perfect blend of bullet journaling and a structured traditional planner. And don't hold me to it, but I do not think I will get sick of this one because I could use it. Like, I don't even have to use the schedule side because it's such a light design. I could cover it up with stickers. I think it's going to work. And even if I miss a page, I can always journal something about the day, even if I didn't have an actual to-do list for that day. So I'm going to also do a more in-depth video on how I'm using that planner once I have a few months under my belt and show you exactly how it works. But I don't know that I've been this excited going into 2024 to use a planner. All of these tools work seamlessly together because they have different purposes. Notion is my brain. It is where I am doing all of the future planning, the weekly planning, the project management, etc. Google Calendar is specific for future events that I need to be aware of that are coming up so that I can plan for it inside Notion. It's also where I like to time block my week. I do this when I plan my week out. I look at the tasks that Notion says I have due this week. I add more if I need to, and then I time block them out throughout the week, adjusting my different routines and time blocks as needed. And then when it comes to the day-to-day, I'm going to use this Hemlock and Oak planner, write my daily to-do list, write down my actual schedule because it can change from day to day, and also do a little bit of journaling and memory keeping as well. And then lastly, all of my learning is inside that Leuchtturm notebook as my commonplace notebook. So I'm really happy with it. I feel like it is the perfect blend of digital and paper planning, which is what I am. I cannot go completely paper because digital has so many positives to it. I cannot go completely digital because paper has so many positives to it, plus washi, stickers, pens, highlighters. Need I say more? And I have a feeling that you are probably in the same boat that I am, where you want to use digital tools where it makes sense, but you also want to use paper tools as well. So make sure you subscribe to this channel because that is what I'm going to be sharing this coming year. More Notion tutorials, of course, but also show you how I'm planning in my planner, doing my weekly planning, and also using my commonplace notebook. I truly think that you can use digital and paper together to have the best of both worlds. The thing is, you never know what is going to work until you try it. This may not take me throughout the entire year. I really hope it does. I think it has a good chance to, but don't be afraid to try something new. Buy the planner that you've been eyeing, combine it with a digital tool if you need to, and Make the perfect mix that is going to give you planner peace. I'll make sure to link the exact tools and notebooks and stickers that I will be using this year. But really, thanks so much for watching, and make sure in the comments you let me know what your 2024 planner system is. What are the tools you're using? What's digital? What's paper? Like, what feels right for you? Let's chat in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.